going on, everybody? My name is Jason. I work at All Out Bikes in Four Oaks, North Carolina, and every day for the month of December, I'm going to be pulling bikes out from my personal collection. They're going to be collectible bikes, they're going to be rare bikes, or just plain unique. So be sure to subscribe to see what comes next. What's going on, everybody? Today's bike of the day is this really nice Klein Mantra. It's from 1999. Really cool bike. This is back whenever they were trying to make a good full suspension bike that didn't have a lot of bob. Because back in 99, the best bike on the market was probably the Specialized FSR design. Klein was trying to come up with something that was as good. And is it as good? In some ways, yes. In other ways, no. The FSR design back then was actually kind of the best of everything. And this one is so much better in some ways and not so good in other ways. The FSR design by Specialized, which was actually originally they bought it from the design from AMP. That's AMP. AMP is actually the original company that came up with the FSR design, and all Specialized bought it from them. But with the Klein here, to actually solve the bobbing issue, they actually stuck with a unified rear swing arm. Okay, they went with a high pivot, and by doing so, they did get rid of all that bob. Okay, the only drawback is, let's see if I can get on it because I've got the seat so high. If you'll notice, whenever you're riding and it's going through the suspension travel, if you'll notice, that crank moves backwards. And that is something that takes a little bit of getting used to. But whenever we actually did a previous video on this bike, between this bike and it might have been a Yeti. It was a Yeti. And this bike rode so much better than I thought. This bike is equipped with a Shimano XTR rear derailleur, some nice Shimano integrated LX shifters. We're going to have the Onyx crank on here, which is Trek's little design there. That's because Trek actually owned Klein during this time. We're going to have a Fox rear shock and a Manitou SX TPC front fork. That's good. TPC is twin piston control. We've got a Ritchie stem and an XLC set of handlebars on here. I love this bike. I'm not planning on getting rid of it. And actually, if y'all have a chance on picking one up, preferably, cheap. I wouldn't spend a ton of money on these because these are fun to ride. They're comfortable, but they are a bit of a novelty because getting parts for these in the future is going to be a bit of an issue. So if you enjoyed today's bike of the day, leave me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to tell your friends. Check out some of the other videos on the corner of the screen. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's bike of the day. All right, see you then.